Mr. 16 Bars. That's real hip hop.
We try to tell people that Philly is a special breed.
They hate to see us on top, they hate to see us on. They hate to see us come up, they hate we on. They hate the moves that we make because it's made to break them. We give them knowledge on tracks and hope our words can save them. I guess it's hard to give props when you know you lesser. So we right on your heels, I hope you feel the pressure. Rappers taking a roll, my shoes that never fit them. Before you come at a king, I let my soldiers get them.
Shining through the pines, and I know I'm steady on my way. Ain't got no reason for the radio, I'd rather feel the wind and hear the bullfrogs sing. Got a buddy out towards Monroe, said he caught some hogs to trade for moonshine today. There's a party up ahead, an angel to my right. I took my hand and brushed her cheek. When I caught her, I told her, you and I will dance this night away. We will dance this night away. As occasions on the back porch play, side to go, we will dance this night. We will dance the night away.
We're now joined by Shane Smith of Shane Smith and the Saints. Shane, welcome to Philly on the Rise. How you feeling?
Oh, man, I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. I know you guys are busy on tour as we speak, so thank you for taking some time out of your schedule. Your music has been featured on the hit show Yellowstone. Tell us about that a little.
Yeah. It's we've been really fortunate. The show has picked up. There was a song of ours, "All I See Is You" is the name of it, and it got featured on 2 episodes of Yellowstone in season 4, and then and then in season 5 we got asked to go be on set and kind of be extras in the show, and we got to play in the episode. It's Governor Dutton's inauguration, like celebration at the ranch, and we're essentially the band performing in the background. But it was a really cool, really cool exposure, and and Taylor Sheridan, the creator of the show, I think, is a big supporter of ours, and they featured like 3 songs of ours in that one episode. So we've been really fortunate with it, and we've been doing this for a really long time, and so to have little breaks like that has just, we're very thankful for it,
And you guys are having great success. You also performed at the inauguration of Texas Governor Greg Abbott. How was that experience?
Yeah, man, it was good. It's a couple other buddies of ours got asked to do it as well along with us that night, and typically I really try to stay out of all politics and everything, but at the same time, I'm extremely proud to be a Texan, and I'm born and raised in from Texas, and so I kind of just stand with all politics aside. If the governor of my home state asks us to play some music, then for a celebration, I'm probably going to show up, so
good idea.
Our manager, Brian, was kind of like, oh man, I don't know if we should do this. And we should maybe just think about this for a second. And I was like, man, I don't, people can say whatever they want, about the politics of our governor or whatever. But, during COVID, he definitely helped us out a lot with us being able to try to work when we could and be like socially distanced and still be able to cover our overhead, and we're one of very few bands, I think, that were able to keep all of our guys on salary the whole time and not have to fire anybody or let anybody go. And so I was very thankful for that, and I was really I was happy to go and do it.
Of course. Your 4th album was recorded in a desert.
Yeah, it was like a live album. But yeah, it's called Live from the Desert, and that was during COVID actually, because we couldn't really do all that many shows, and so it's kind of a tough time there, and we but we would try to work any way we could just to make any kind of income, and so we started doing like Facebook live streams, and we would have a digital tip jar. And after doing that several times, it was like, man, well, maybe we could do this like really legit, and let's go like get this killer backdrop and get a camera crew together. And that's what we did. And we went out to West Texas, out in the desert, and we shot this incredible live cinematic looking like quick set. And then we did an acoustic set as well. But that whole thing is a really long story, because we had some of the craziest weather I've ever witnessed in my life kind of hit our set in the middle of all that stuff and destroyed the set. We had to remake it. It was just a whole ordeal. But the fact that it turned out as well as it did is a miracle to me. But yeah, that's called Live from the Desert, and people can go check that out.
And actually, it's a two-part kind of album, because the other part was recorded in an abandoned church.
Yeah, it's in the ghost town in Terlingua, which was nearby, and it's this old chapel, and the owners of it gave us permission to go in there and record after that. Another set of bad weather came through, and we kind of had to call an audible in the middle of the full band thing, and so we left and did that acoustic. And man, on both of them, they hit record, and they never stopped recording, and the camera never cut. Like there was, we just kept playing, and we didn't really even tune in between the songs. It was just like, what you see is what you get.
It must have been an honor to play for the great Willie Nelson. Tell us about that experience.
Yeah, man, that's definitely been a pipe dream, and he's asked us to come out on a couple different shows this year, and we got to play his ranch, which is the Luck Reunion. And to me, that's like, a lot of people don't think it's a huge deal. I think it's a massive deal, because Willie is Willie, I mean, and when you perform there, this is kind of weird, but when you perform there, they give you, I'll try to show it on the camera, but they give you a ring if you get asked to go and play at his ranch at that deal. And I don't know that you can see it at all, but it's called Luck Reunion, and they give any musician that plays it. And to me, it's like a Super Bowl ring, like I'm more proud of that than I am like a high school or college ring or whatever, And so anyways, I was stoked that we got to do that. And then we went and played with him in California. And I think it was at Stanford's campus. And yeah, then we played his 4th of July picnic in Austin at Q2 Stadium, and it's just, yeah, it was a total blessing, man. I've always wanted to play some shows with Willie, and we finally got to this year. So
You had a chance to play on his ranch, but something also happened with your band at a ranch. You guys have been together for 10, 15 plus years. What happened at that ranch way back when?
Oh man, yeah, it's a funny story. I've talked about this in other interviews before, and people will ask me about it sometimes. People will talk about like what's a funny story from the road or whatever, and this is one that I've said before. We went out on a riding retreat, and this was a long time ago, like probably close to 10 years ago, honestly, or 8 years ago or something. And anyways, we went out to my buddy's ranch outside of Mason, Texas, and where this gate is to get into the main entrance is like, or just to enter the property is really like out in the middle of nowhere on this tiny road. And there is no address really to look up. It's just you drive down this dirt road or whatever until he just kept saying like, yeah, look for like these 2 big oak trees, and then you'll know that's where the gate's at or whatever on the right. And we're like, okay, whatever. And you don't have any service once you get out there either. It's like you lose signal eventually. And so anyways, we get out there, and he gave us the the code, like the code to unlock it or whatever, and we find this gate. There's two big oak trees around it, and we try to use the code and it doesn't work, and we like try over and over and over again, and then I try calling him, and I managed to get a hold of him somehow. I got a call out, and he was like, "Oh man, well," he's like, "I bet my uncle changed the code. Just shoot that lock off. Don't worry about it. Y'all just shoot the lock off." And you know, and I was like, "Well, shit, I've never shot a lock off before. Like, I don't know if it's like a, you know, like in the Western movies, like if it works like that, you know, like." And I was like, "Okay, well, I mean, I guess we could do that." And our bassist had a 38 with him, and we must have shot this thing like 6 times and it didn't budge. I'm talking like point blank. The dumbest thing I've ever done in my life is just stand there and hammer away at this thing. And uh, anyways, so after that didn't work, we essentially just all of us went up to this gate. And when I say gate, I mean it's this massive pipe fence, like a, you know, it's probably like 8 feet tall by like 14 feet wide or something. Like it's huge, and it's just one of those old school Texas ranch gates that you see. And we all picked it up out of the hinges
Oh,
and then dropped it, and the weight of that broke the chain, and so that's how we were able to get into it. And so we drive up in there and we get it back. We have to pick it up again and get it back in its hinges, which I have no clue how we did that. And by the way, in the process of this, it fell on our bassist's foot, and I think he broke a couple bones in his foot. Like he didn't have to, like he ended up being okay, but he was limping the whole weekend on this deal. And anyways, we end up getting through. We get it back on the hinges. We shut it back, and we're driving around all up in there. And I call him, and I'm like, "Man, we're through the gate, but we, you know, I keep looking for this cabin, and I can't find the cabin." And I was like, "We just passed a picnic table like about 100 feet ago." He's like, "Whoa, whoa, what do you mean picnic table?" I was like a picnic table. I don't know, some chairs around it. And he was like, "Y'all are on the wrong ranch, man. You got to get the hell out of there before you get shot at." And so, anyways, it was the wrong ranch the entire time, and we had to just leave a note and say that we were sorry, essentially, and with a phone number. And so we owe somebody a new chain and lock.
yeah, that's a
Out in,
crazy adventure you guys went on. Oh man,
yeah,
that's crazy, crazy.
yeah, it's long-winded. I'm sorry about that, but
No, it's all good, man. It's
you
all
wanted
good.
you wanted a good story from the road, so
That's a good story from the ranch. That's a good story from the ranch. I'm glad you guys got out of there just in the nick of time. Presently, though, you are on tour, a multi-city tour, which brings you to my home city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Are you guys
yeah.
ready for a cheesesteak?
Oh man, I'm so ready. I'm so ready. I randomly, it's so funny you say that. I had one tonight.
Uh-huh.
We're in Kentucky, but this food truck outside of the venue happened to serve them, and they were pretty good. But I'm expecting them to be significantly better when we go visit you guys, or at
They're
least I'm
going to
going to
be
play it up.
100 times better. I can't imagine Kansas City food truck makes a good Philly cheesesteak. I'm just want to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, it's Kentucky, but yes, same thing, same thing. I meant to say Kentucky,
Okay.
but yeah, it was shockingly, it was pretty solid. But yeah, I've had them before in Philly, and they are definitely significantly better. I'm not gonna lie, it's there's a big difference there.
Well, Union Transfer, you'll be here early November, actually, in a few days. We're excited to have you come. After the tour is over, again, you're visiting multi-cities. Tell us, what's next for the band?
Man, I know we've got more new music coming out. We just announced our new record, Norther is the name of it. It's coming out March 1st. So if people want to go check that out, we've already dropped several songs off of it that they can go check out. And you can pre-save and pre-download the album right now. So that helps us a ton. And if people want to do that or share the link, absolutely, we would appreciate it. But yeah, it's Shane Smith and the Saints on Spotify if they want to look it up. and the album's called Norther. So I think we're just going to be promoting that record, and we close out the year with 3 shows back in our home state of Texas in December, and we got 1 show for NFR in Vegas as well. But then that'll close us out for 2023. It's been a busy year.
A busy year indeed, but a year of much success. Congratulations, Shane, for all of your hard work. It's definitely paying off now. Much success to you and the rest of the band, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.